Good morning, students. Jai Swaminarayan. In the last lecture, we discussed answers 3, but we did not discuss the interpretation of answer 3. So today, we are going to start with the interpretation of answer 3. The data was regarding age. Xi was age in years and Fi was number of students. This all of you know very perfectly. Xi was age and Fi was students. Now we had to find median, and answer of median was students 19 years. Let me write all the answers. N is equal to 19 years. Then, okay, one by one, students. So, all of you pay attention. In the line diagram, say this is 100% data, and say this is 0% data. This will be median. So, median divides the data into two equal parts. This all of you know. Median divides the data into two equal parts. So median is 90. So 50% of the observations are always less than median. Check this side. So what is interpretation for median, students? 50% of the students will have their age less than 19 years. 50% of the students will have age. 50% of the students will have their age less than 90 years. Which is the value of median. So this is, students, the first interpretation. So we can say 50% of the students will have their age less than, or even we can write less than or equal to, students, because median is 90, so let us include equal to also. So students, we can write like this: 50% of the students will have their age less than or equal to 19 years. Means all the students aging 19 years or less are included. Now second is Q1, and Q1 was 18 years. Q1 was 18 years. Now all of you know, say here it is Q1. Now number of observations less than or equal to Q1 are 25%. So what we will write? 25% of the students will have age less than or equal to 18 years. This is the interpretation, students, for Q1. Then, students, the third measure was fourth decile, and that was 19. D4 is equal to 19 years. So what will be interpretation? Decile divides the data into 10 equal parts, and for D4 it will be less than or equal to 40%. So somewhere here this will be D4, and from 0 to D4 it will be 40%. So what we will write? 40% of the students will have age less than or equal to 19 years, which is D4. in last time in oral. Now P32 was also 19 years. Now percentile divides the data into 100 equal parts, but percentiles are 99, and for P32 it will be 32. So what we write, 32% of the students will have age less than or equal to 19 years. That much students you can write on your own. What you will write? 32% of the students will have their age less than or equal to 19 years. So this is what students we have to write. So Fi is frequency and Xi is age. So this was the interpretation. Now students, we are doing sum number 2 and sum number 4 to complete the exercise. Now students, we are doing sum number 2. Carefully understand this line diagram. This line diagram is very important. You have to draw when you write the interpretation. It will help you to write the interpretations very easily, students. Now, sum number 2. Students, now we are doing sum number 2. The following table shows data about distance traveled in kilometer by salesman on different days. Find median, Q3, D8 and P62 and interpret them. Okay, so we write the given. It is inclusive or exclusive? Exclusive. The given exclusive frequency distribution is as below. Make the column of classes F5 and only one column, students. In that column is CFI. Now students, the first class is 0 to 100, then 100 to 200, then 200 to 300, then 300 to 400, then 400 to 500, then 500 to 600, 600 to 7. Sorry, we have given only 500 to 600. Okay, students. This many classes. Okay, fair. And I note down the corresponding frequencies. 5, 8, 24. 5, 18, 24. 5, 18, 24, 7, 5, 1. Okay, we will total the frequency. So, and correspondingly we find CFI also. 5 plus 18, 23 plus 24, 47 plus 7, 54 plus 5, 59, 160. So, total of frequency, students, will come out to be 60. Now, the first value is to be median. The first measure to be found out is median. So, I start with median. Now, all of you know, first of all, locate median class. Median n is equal to value of n by 2th observation. Why? Because the formula of median is L plus n by 2 minus CF upon F into C. Now n by 2, 60 by 2. Okay, here I write small n. No problem, students, but understand the same. So this is equal to value of 60 by 2. So the value of 30th observation, which is covered in 47, corresponding class is 200 to 300. So median class is 200 to 300. Now all of you know N is the lower boundary point for exclusive boundary points and class limits are same. N by 2 is 60 by 2. CF of above class 20. 23. Frequency of same class 24. Class length 100. Simplifying, this turns out to be, you can say 229.17 kilometer. So what is interpretation? Now just now I have drawn the line diagram. So all of you know the data is equal to distance traveled in kilometer and Fi. So what we will say? Median is 229.17 kilometer. So on 50% of the days, the distance traveled will be the percentage always we have to write for Fi. The percentage which you have to always write for Fi. So what will be the interpretation? Hence, you can say on 50% of the days, the distance traveled for 50% of days, distance traveled is less than or equal to median, which is 229.17 kilometer. Always percentage you have to write for Fi. So for 50% of days, distance traveled is less than or equal to median, which is 229.17 kilometer. Second measure which we have to find, students, is Q3. Okay, students, the next measure which we have to find is Q3. So I am erasing these tools because I have to write again. I am erasing this. Now, all of you pay attention. To find Q3, first of all, we have to locate Q3 class, third quartile. Q3 is equal to value of 3 into n by 4 observation, because the formula for Q3 is L plus 3n by 4 minus Cf upon f into C. Every time, students, this n term changes. So n by 4, now 60 by 4 is 15. 15 is a 45. So this is value of 45th observation. And again, students, 45 lies in the class, students, 200 to 300 only. So Q3 class is 200 to 300. Since this is exclusive, boundary points are not to be found out. So this is equal to 200 plus, now 3n by 4 will be this value, so 45. Cf of the above class is 23. Frequency of the same class, so 24. And of course, class length is 100. So simplifying, this comes out to be 291.67. This comes out to be 291.67 kilometer. So Q3. Now, if I draw line diagram, the observations less than or equal to Q3 will be the 75% observations. So for 75% of the days, distance traveled is less than or equal to, the distance traveled is less than or equal to 291.67 kilometer. This is your answer, students. Because if you draw a line diagram of Q3, the observations less than or equal to Q3 will be 75%. That's all, students. So interpretation is very easy. Percentage always we have to write of Fi, that you remember. So for 75% of the days, distance traveled is less than or equal to 291.67 kilometer. Now students, the next measure is D8. Okay. So the next measure is the 8th decile. Now students, pay attention. D8. Now what is the formula of D8? All of you recall. D8 is equal to L plus 8n by 10 minus Cf upon F into C. So D8 will be value of 8n by 10 observation. Now students, pay attention. So even I can write 8 into n by 10. Okay, even if I write like this, it is correct students. 8 into n by 10. Okay. Or 8n is also correct students. Now n is 60. 60 by 10. So 6 8 are 48. So it is value of 48th observation. 48 is covered in 54. And this is the corresponding class. So D8 class is 300 to 400. So L, lower boundary point is 300, 8n by 10 is 48. CF of the above class, so 47, and F is 7. 47 upon 7 into 100. So this will turn out to be, students, 314.29 kilometers. 314.29 kilometers. Now deciles, divide the data into 8 equal parts. So I have to change only this much. Instead of 75%, all of you should know number of percentage of observations less than or equal to D8 is 80. So for 80% of the days, distance traveled is less than or equal to 340.29 kilometers. That's all students, it is very simple. Now the next measure which we have to find is P62. Okay, let us find P62. The next measure which we have to find is P62. So what is the formula students for P62? Then it is L plus 62n by 100 minus Cf upon F into C. So P62 will be value of 62 into n by 100 observation. So you can say 60 by 100 will be 0.6. 62 into 0.6 will be 37.2 observation. Value of 37.2 observation. 37.2 is again covered in 47. So P62 class is also 200 to 300. So most of the measures we got class as 200 to 300. So L is 200 plus 37.2 minus F is 23, F is 24, and class length is 100. So this comes out to be 259.17 kilometer. So percentage I told you we have to always write for Fi. Now P62. So 62% of the days the distance traveled is less than or equal to 259.17 kilometers. This is your answer. So students, interpretations are very easy. Interpretations you have to always write in terms of percentage of Fi. That's all. So this completes sum number 2. Third sum we have done. Now students, we will do sum number 4. Now students, we will do sum number 4 to complete the exercise. Now what is the fourth question? Use the following data to find median salary of employees in a firm. Okay, the first part of the sum we have to find median. and it is 5 or more, so this is more than type. Cumulative frequency distribution, from which students we have to obtain original frequency distribution. This is students more than type, cumulative frequency distribution. So first of all, we start with sum number 4, the original distribution, original frequency distribution is as below. Now, more than that, we take one value after. So 30 or more, and gap is of 5. So classes starts from 5 to 10. Classes F5, CF5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, and last class will be 30 to 35, and then corresponding totals. The first F5, let us split this little bit to show the calculations. So the first Fi is 120 minus 117, so 3. 117 minus 106, so this will be 11. Then 106 minus 76 will be 30. 76 minus 31, so this is 45. Then 31 minus 12 will be, you can say, 19, and last frequency will be as it is, that is 12. Okay, so these are students' individual frequencies: 3, 11, 30, 45, 19 and 12. So let us find CA5. 3 plus 11, 14 plus 30, 44 plus 45, so 89, 89 and 19. So this is 180, this is 120. So total frequency will be 120. Now the first part of the sum is to find median salary. Now all of you know, to find median, you start with median m is equal to value of n by 2th observation, 120 by 2. So this will be value of 60th observation, and 60th observation is covered in 89, corresponding class is 20 to 25. So median class is 20 to 25. Now median n is equal to L plus n by 2 minus CF upon F into C. L is the lower boundary point, again exclusive, no need to find boundary points. 20 plus 60 minus CF of the above class, 44, frequency of the same class, 45, and class length is 5. So simplify, students will get the answer as 26.84 thousand rupees. Sorry, the median, sorry students, I'm mistaken. The median is 21.78. Sorry students, it is 21.78 thousand rupees, because the data is in thousand rupees. So clear? Class students are in thousand rupees. Also find the lower limit of richest 20% employees. This is interesting. So this was the first part. This is the first part of the answer. First part we have done. Students, you note down this, and now I'm changing and erasing. Find the lower limit of richest 20% employees. So here we have to go by line diagram. Now students see, this is the number line. Say this is 100% employees, this is 0%. Correct. Find the lower limit of richest 20% employees. Fi is employees. Remember, this is employees. Now, let us say this is the 80% of the observation. So, this cadre will be the richest 20%. So, the 20% of the richest person will earn definitely more than the remaining lower 80%. Yes or no? So, the richest 20% cadre will be between 80 to 100. This is their higher end, and 80 is their lower end. Check students what I have written. Total 100% employees, correct. 20% employees are richest. So that last 20% which are richest, their lower end will be 80% and their higher end will be 100%. Now 80% means P80, or even students I can take D8. The meaning is same. But since this is percentage, we will go for P80. Even if you find P80 or D8, your answer is same. So, lower limit of richest 20% employees will be P80 or D8. It is the same thing. But since this is percentage, I will go for P80. Now P80 is equal to value of 80 into n by 100 observation. So this will be value of 80 into 120 by 100 observation. So values are 96. So this will be, even if I keep this outside, that doesn't make any difference. Value of 96 observation. 96 is covered in 108, and corresponding class is 25 to 30. So P80 class is students 25 to 30. This is the most important sum of students' entire exercise. Now, P80 formula is very simple. L plus 80n by 100 minus CF upon F into C. What is L? The answer is 25. 80n by 100 is 96. CF of the above class 89, frequency 90 into 100, into C, which is 5. So, simplify, this turns out to be 26.84 thousand rupees. That's all. So, the lower limit of richest the lower limit of richest 20% of the observation is P80. Suppose you were told to find lower limit of richest 30% employees, we would have found out P70. Suppose we were told to find lower limit of richest 37% of the employees, then students, we would have found out P63. Like that, students, it is clear. So 20% of the employees are richer than the other 80% employees. So that lower end is 80%, and of course upper end or higher end is 100%. This students we have to perfectly remember. So here interpretations are not asked. So this completes students our exercise 3.4. So students, this completes our exercise 3.4. So now students, I am starting the basics of mode. In exercise 3, there will be a thorough revision of all these concepts again. Now students, I am starting the basics of mode, and mode is one of the easiest measures of central efficiency students. Mode is one of the easiest measure of, you can say, central efficiency. Now students, here in your lower standard, mode was denoted by Z. Now here the mode will be denoted by M0. So what is the definition of mode? Students, I am defining mode which is denoted by M0. Say you are given ungroup data observations 2, 4, 7, 4, 8, 4, 3 and 9. This is ungroup data observations without frequency. Mode is the value of observation which is repeated maximum number of times in the given data, or mode is the value of observation which is having the highest frequency in the given data as far as discrete frequency distribution is concerned. So in simple terms, a data in which observation is repeated maximum number of times, that observation will be mode. So here 4 is repeated 3 times, so mode of the given data, which is M0, is equal to 4. Here the symbol for mode has been changed. In your lower standard, again I repeat it, you are using Z. Here students, we are using M0. So the value of observation repeated maximum number of times is called mode of the given data. And here students, mode is denoted by M0. Sometimes students, we have a data which is having more than one mode. A data set having one mode is called unimodal data. Unimodal, and a data set having two modes is called bimodal data. A data set having one mode is called unimodal data, and a data set which is having two modes is called bimodal data. Please be careful students, here the symbol has been changed from Z to M0. So students, we conclude our lecture here. Your prime work is to repeat the list of formulas again and again and do the sums twice. So here students, we conclude our lecture. Thank you. Remaining we will take in the next lecture.